Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing, 1 2. Oh, there it is. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing, 1 2 1 2. All right. Sounds like it's working. All right, guys. Let's see here. Setting this up at home. This is just a test stream, guys. Just so you know, I'm trying to find ways to do content on the channel here, and I'll let this record. I'll let this stand as a standalone video, and I'm just testing my laptop, my Mac, and want to make sure that I'm able to be heard. I'm going to record this, and then I'm going to publish it still. Regardless, guys, what I wanted to talk about, and I'm just going to record it this way, I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, which has seen recent sales fluctuations, right? Some people are panicking, some people are hello, Chelsea. How are you? Some people are panicking. Some people are saying, hey, it's a big dip. What's going on? And there are reports. There are significant dips after the launch due to factors like high game prices, $80 Mario Kart, for example. There's limited stock in some areas, and there's a lack of major new game exclusives. At least those are some of the things people are saying about why they're choosing not to buy another Switch. In this case, upgrading to the Switch 2. There's a lack of major exclusive. That's number one. There's a lot of rehashes of stuff that you can play on the go, but is that a strong enough incentive for people to go out and spend $450, causing this sales decline that caused it to lose the sales leads to the PS5 as far as November 2025, despite having a very strong October. While the overall hardware market faced challenges with rising prices and tough economy, I think a lot of it has to do, guys, with all the other choices that we have. Some people are turning more and more into gaming PC. There is competition, not to a large extent, but there's a lot of other consoles out there. There's not only Atari, but the strong influence of the Chinese market with all these emulation consoles and mini PCs that they have. You can actually do a lot. You can game a lot in these particular machines, and there's stuff to do. Now let me switch cameras here, guys, just so I can test this. Here we go. There we are. Guys, it's all about prices. People are looking for good prices in this economy. There's market saturation, of course. There's so many good deals. I mean, right now everything's on sale. I just showed you guys that there's video games for $2.50, even for Xbox games and PS4 games that you can play on the PS5. So if for $10 you can get 4 games that you can play on your PlayStation 5, you can see how some of these companies are struggling. Not only that, people are still choosing the original Switch over the Switch 2. There's a lot of it is confusion, especially with parents. They go out and they want to switch. They always go to the cheaper one. I can tell you, like some of my in-laws, my family members, they call everything Nintendo. For them, there's no PlayStation, there's no Xbox. Specifically, for Hispanics, we call everything Nintendo, right? And when they ask me which Nintendo, they should get, they're always, I want the cheapest one, of course. They don't want to spend $450. They'll spend $300 the most. Well, if that's your choice, what are you going to do? Let's see here. Oh, that's my daughter. She's playing on. Anyway, guys, so what are you going to do? And I think that's going to be a hard influence. But overall, guys, the market has seen a decline. Absolutely has seen a decline uh, this month, particularly. Some people are still hesitant about the market. And this is just particular video games, guys. I can tell you right now in the Philippines, you can't even drive. I mean, it's at least in our town. Everybody says that they're broke, but the malls are packed, absolutely packed. You can't, ever as soon as 2 o'clock starts, forget it. From 2 o'clock till when the mall closes, it's absolutely packed. And that's one of the things about the Philippines, is that there's still a huge uh, mall presence here. Oh, let's see here. Who's there? There is. Let me try to read it on my phone here, guys, because I'm having a harder time. Let me pop out the chat here. There is no banger games on the Switch 2. Yeah, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. I mean, I haven't. I I have bought. Okay, I have bought the Switch 2 as gifts for my kids, but I haven't gotten one for myself because I haven't seen anything that I need to play. I really haven't. Um, there isn't any game. I mean, I already played Cyberpunk and I can play it on the PC. They need to hire Juanito to make them one. Oh my god. Oh man, that has to be one of the. And he's making games for the Switch. Is he going to make a Switch 2 exclusives? Is there going to be a Switch 2 cornhole exclusive? An Amico line of Switch 2 games that can only be played on 4K? I don't know. But what a crap show that is. But regardless, guys, when it comes to the Switch, I mean, it's really the entry barrier that a lot of people are seeing, at least with my family members. When I tell them, okay, look, to have a decent system, because the kids, they want to play certain things, they're going to want the microphone. Um, you know, the controller is optional, but most kids want a pro controller. Most teenagers would want a pro controller. And when you start adding all these things up, then it becomes, well, should I just get a PlayStation? Is there something else that I can buy? That's the other thing. It really depends on the age of the kids. If you're gonna, if your kid's younger, yeah, maybe, But I can tell you from experience, from my kiddos around here, I can't get them to play the Switch unless they're playing Fortnite. At least my grandson, unless he's playing Fortnite, he does not touch the Switch at all. And that's something that I keep on saying. But when the Switch 2 first came out and all the everybody that's loyal to the brand started buying it, nobody really cared. But I don't think that it's been priced to the market yet what the influence of tablet and phone gaming is to these kids, because that's what they're growing up with. My younger grandkids don't even feel comfortable with a controller. They play, absolutely all they play, is cell phone games and tablet games. All right, guys, I have to go prepare some food. I wanted to make this just a test run, but if you see this video later, know that I'm going to be doing some streams probably off hours, either really, really early or maybe late at night, most likely really early, because that's when I have chances, with the baby, that I get some free time, that I can sit down and talk to people. Hopefully I can come up with a schedule that I can keep. It's going to be a little bit tougher during the holidays, but I'll be making videos through the holidays, because let's face it, I'm not going anywhere. I can't go anywhere. We're pretty limited with the baby right now as far as travel. So, I have time to make videos here and there, but when the new year starts, then I can set a firm schedule of when I can do these live streams, because we get, with a wife, we can sub each other out when it comes to, taking care of the baby and stuff like that. But right now I'm just enjoying my kid, man. She's only going to be, terrible twos for, a certain amount of time. And now that I'm looking at my older kids and I'm looking at my young baby, I miss the good old days. And there's plenty of times where I wish that my kids were, young again, so I could spend time with them again. But now my kids are parents, except for the little one. So they're going to be here starting Tuesday. So I'll be having my hands full. But don't worry, guys. I'm going to be putting out plenty of content. The videos are going to continue these type of videos. And for the shorts, that's probably where the AI slop is going to come in. I'm trying to do some commercials. I want to make a video on I want to make a video on Christmas gifts that we never got, right? Because there are some Christmas gifts that I never got, specifically because they're video games, mostly toys, right? Like there's toys that I wanted, but because I love video games so much, I never got those toys. And some of the video games were worth it, and some were not. I remember when when I spent my Christmas money on ET. Yeah, I was one of those idiots. The Atari ET game that was just absolute trash. And now it's so expensive, right? If you want to buy a cherry copy, but man, that's a video on itself, right? I want to make some Christmas related videos for you. As far as streaming, I'll have to come up with some topics here. I don't know how much time I will have, or how much voice, with the voice issues that I have, that I can stream, guys. But thank you so much for stopping by. This has been a test, and guys, I wish you the best. I'll put out a schedule as soon as I can, and there'll be some more videos coming up. Guys, thank you so much for coming to this for this test, and I really, really thank you for liking and subscribing the channel and your comments. Take care. Let's see here.